See now. Yeah, you guys, it's my shirt from when I did the hosting thing in Minnesota.
I have a sty on my eye today. Don't know how that happened.
Stress.
It's stressful watching Love Island.
Oh my god, I just glanced over at your 2 drinks and I'm like, shoot, why didn't I get a drink?
Okay. Do we remember last year when I would bring a drink and Elizabeth would literally take my drink every single time?
I would finish mine too quickly and you would just slowly see my hand like move over.
Just like cousin it or whatever that thing is from the Addams Family where it's like a hand out of nowhere.
Yeah. But okay, I'm happy you guys are all jumping back on right
now.
I know, I kind of did like the thing where I hair tied the shirt and I'm like, is that like way too 8th grade of me? Or like, is it fine? I'm not sure.
I love it.
It just, I would have been drowning in too much t-shirt. I wish I made this they made this like a little crop tee or something, but I guess that wouldn't have worked for everybody. I know, we do want to look into that at some point, but I feel like everyone's pretty much back, so hey.
Thanks for bearing with us.
Yes, and welcome back to After the Island.
Welcome to Illyria.
And if you're new here, Alex and I recap Love Island USA. We're on season 3 right now. We're on episode 11, and we're really getting into it. Yeah, it got really messy. But before we jump into everything, we just want to thank our incredible sponsors, BetterHelp.
Oh my gosh, sorry.
Joyce.
I thought you were going to just say.
Oh, BetterHelp, online professional counseling service, and
HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit delivery service.
Yes. So Love Island. After the Island is brought to you by the Forever Dog Podcast Network. Listen to new episodes of your favorite comedy and culture podcasts each week at foreverdog.com or wherever you listen to podcasts. And be sure to keep up with the latest by following Forever Dog on Instagram and Twitter.
And as you all know, we go live every day, Monday through Friday, 9:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't catch us on the live stream, it's available right afterwards on YouTube or any podcast platform that you like to listen on. Apple, Spotify, anything. Go do that.
Yes, and while you're here too, make sure you're subscribed to our channel. We're so close to hitting 20,000 subscribers. So
Yay!
Let's push that this week. Let's get us there to that goal. But wow. Okay, so where do we even start with this episode?
I say I don't know. Well, let's also tell everyone we do have our Isaiah interview
right after this.
Right after, so stay on the live stream. It will be live streaming immediately following our wonderful recap.
And I have to say, it was a great interview.
It was.
We were pleasantly surprised with how it went. So
he seems like a great guy.
He really does.
He maybe just got, I don't know. He had some tough luck on there.
Yeah. But it was an interesting interview. So you guys definitely want to watch that to kind of get to know him a little more.
For sure.
Oh my gosh, my first thing that I wanted to talk about is Jeremy and Florita have this conversation at the beginning of the episode, and he is mumbling so much. I have no idea what he is saying. I was like, thank God I had subtitles on. Does anyone else have like really difficulty understanding what he's saying?
I actually never noticed it because I literally watch with subtitles at all times. So, Joey, can you just plug that? Sorry. Because my computer's going to die.
And
sorry guys. No, but I watch subtitles like all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't really notice it because I'm usually just reading them all the time.
For everybody, basically. Yeah, I feel like Jeremy is one of them that's very hard for me to understand, so I like have to have them on for him.
Mm.
And Florita is like telling him like she's still torn between the two guys, and I'm like, wow, so there still is hope. I feel like she's pulling the whole, you know you don't like somebody and you like decide you don't want them, but then the minute you see them like happy without you, you all of a sudden like want them again.
Yeah.
And I feel like she's going through a little bit of that.
I was dying at the conversation about the layers because all I could think about was Shrek. You know how Shrek is like, I'm an onion. I have many layers.
Have layers.
You have to peel them back.
Cakes have layers.
Yeah, she says that she wants to get to know him because he has a lot of layers. And honestly, like, that's all I really got from the conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're talking, yeah, Jeremy.
Yeah.
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 Okay. But that's really all I got.
Yeah, that was really it.
And then she goes and talks to Cash and Korey start talking.
Yeah.
About
CK1.
CK1. I didn't get that. What does that mean?
Cash, and then Korey, like a C and a K, and then just like 1. Because otherwise it would be like, if it was 2 C's or 2 K's, it would be like K squared or like C squared. So it's like CK1.
Ah, okay. Interesting.
I don't know. It sounds like
Didn't
a
follow that
spaceship
one.
name or something. I like it. They're such cute friends.
I said that they were going to somehow couple up because they have the finger thing. They were both.
The finger thing.
And they were like, Matthew Hoffman made a joke about the scars. They were like, they're going to match each other's scars.
Oh.
But I love their friendship.
I do
I think
too.
they're just there for each other.
Yeah. I feel like they've really been able to bond since they're going through the same situations.
And I feel as though also Korey has his hopes up. Although he's saying he doesn't to Cash. You then see him go into the beach hut saying he has his hopes up. And I just don't think Florita's going to give him the time of day now that she's with Jeremy. I think she definitely was genuine with like how she felt about feeling really awful, because it never feels good to kind of dump someone. Not dump because they weren't dating, but, you know, like put someone in that position and you have to now stroll around the villa with your new guy and make him kind of feel unwanted and uncomfortable.
Yeah. But my thing is this. I feel like she's 100. I agree with you. She's 100% Jeremy at this point. I don't think she's going back to Korey. He can confess all he wants to her. She's not, unless another girl came in and Korey was all of a sudden like head over heels for her. Then I think Florita would like have the, oh no, like, wait, where are you going?
True. It's like you want what you can't have.
Yes. And I think that's like the only way she would turn her head back. That's just my theory, though.
Could see it.
But
I kind of hope that happens.
I know it'd be
Korey to
interesting. I know,
honestly,
me too. And
I wouldn't be mad at Korey and Cash for like getting together, because we do see people ask them. They're like, "Well, have you ever thought about it?" And Cash is just like, "Honestly, I haven't." And I was like, "Well, maybe we should visit this and see where it goes."
Their minds are just too focused on what they have their eye on.
Yeah, they're really targeted.
They're
one line of sight.
What I want.
One line of sight.
But there was like one other thing before they played the game that I wanted to touch on, is that Amy and Wes actually feel really cute to me. Like, I really want to see where it goes with them. Like, I feel like there actually is some potential there.
I totally agree. I think their conversations are some of the first conversations we've heard from the Islanders that are deeper. Yeah, and of course deeper. It's coming from Amy because we think she's probably the most spiritual, like, human there. But you also see that she calls people out on the bullshit. Yeah, which is awesome.
I don't know why my mind just went here, but like all I want is when Amy leaves the villa is to do like a girls like sleepover night with us where, you know, she brings out all the crystals and the candles and like the tarot cards and just kind of like
I would live
whole,
for
like,
that.
Where your life is headed and feeling
did
this.
Someone
like,
say crystal?
I would love a night like that with Amy. And I'm sure she's super into all of those things, like, you know, the horoscope readings and all that. It just sounds fun.
Yeah, and I
like
think
people like that.
I think Amy and Wes are very alike, and I liked how he acknowledged her saying, "You call me like a man, like I'm a man." Because he went for what he wanted and he wasn't indecisive the way that Jeremy is. I think that she appreciates that, and she's obviously a woman who knows what she wants and doesn't settle for someone who doesn't want her or fully her, you know?
Yeah, she's very like, it is me 100% or like I'm not having it. And that's a really good thing to have. Like, she just knows herself so well and she's so grounded. Okay, so this game, the Mr. and Mrs. game. Did you have anything before the game?
I'm looking through just to, well, because Korey and Florita have a chat. Yeah. And it was like the ambush because Korey was coming down the stairs and Florita was just sitting on that love seat like, hello, I would like to talk to you.
Waiting for you.
And I think it's now going a little overboard with her explaining, I like you a lot, like I really care for you, and that's great and whatever, but I think she
Yeah.
needs to give him his space for a little while
I agree.
because it's giving him too much false hope. And I think she means it as a friend, but I don't know if he can like physically process that, especially as it happened so recently.
Quickly.
Yeah.
I agree with that. I feel like they need to just
I was wondering, do you think Korey and Florita will ever revisit each other again?
The only way they will is if my hypothetical scenario where a different girl comes in for Korey and then Florita gets jealous and then she goes back to Korey and then there. That's the only way they're going to revisit. Other than that, like, no, the chemistry is not there. And I think the only thing that would spark it is some jealousy, unfortunately. I just, that's just how things work sometimes. But
especially, well, it could happen too because you're just so close seeing everything. So
yeah.
I don't know. I did like them together, but whatever. Jeremy and Florita can have their thing.
Or it'd be epic if that happened and then Florita came back, Jeremy goes home, and then Korey was like, no, I actually just like the new girl. And they're like all about each other.
True.
That would be an even better hypothetical
True
situation.
Well, before the game, I have a question for the producers of Love Island. Why every season do they make someone go into the room and wake everyone up with pots and pans?
Oh, yeah, they do that every season.
For what?
Dylan did that to us, didn't he?
Dylan did it. Sally did
God.
it last year. And now it's Giovanni.
I wanted to kill Dylan when he did that.
I was almost like, you're sleeping outside.
I was so angry.
It's like, we already are woken up by the lights. Enough.
He did it in that voice too. He was like, time to get up, time to get up. And I was like, oh my God, like, where is this energy coming from? Like, get out of my face. Like, I'm not a morning
alarm
person.
Clock.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was like,
so
not
funny. I was
having
just
it.
dying. I was like, this happens every season.
It does.
But yeah, the game. Let's get into it.
It'd be a funny picture of like the three of them by the side to side to side.
A montage.
With their hands. Yeah. Or like a gif of them all doing it like differently, like cropped out.
Oh my God. Oh God.
But yeah, this Mr. and Mrs. game.
Oh,
okay,
so good.
Died at the fact that this reminded me of us when we did this. We had a similar game on our season, and I don't remember if season 2 had it, but they have this like 10 minutes, Matthew Hoffman called it 3, where you quiz each other as many as you can. You're like, what's my favorite color? Where am I from? What's my parents' names? Like, what's my middle name? What's my favorite food? Like, it's like rapid fire for catching up on not knowing these things.
Because you don't really talk about that stuff for some reason. I don't know why, but it's like, these are my parents' names. 5 seconds later, they're like, wait, you said like Cashel and Kira, right? I'm like, no, Lisa and Bruce. Like,
I could not get down at that, like in that rapid fire, Zach's sisters, because there was 3 of them.
Oh my gosh, I remember
that. And while we were getting ready for the game too, I'm just repeating the 3 names over and over and over in my head because I'm like, that is not one I can mess up. And I remember I was so worried. And then they didn't ask the question, so when there was parents, I also added in the sisters just to prove that like I knew everything.
You're like, by the way,
I also know this, and this. The one thing I really memorized.
Ours was a little harsher though because if we got the question wrong, we got dunked in a dunk tank.
You're right. We did. Why didn't they dunk
Weston's
them?
FaceTiming me right now. Weston, we're busy. Answer? Yeah. Shut it up. It's gone. We'll call him back later.
We'll call him back in a little. After we get through the game, we can call him back.
Yes.
Okay, so then they go... Wait, can I... Some of the ones that they were quizzing, Cash was like, my favorite dog is a wiener dog. Like,
no, she's terrified of wiener dogs.
Oh, I thought she said her favorite dog.
Fear. Fear.
Why?
That is so funny. Some wiener dogs are vicious.
That is hilarious. I had a girl in high school that it has like a pathological fear of oranges. Like she's actually scared of oranges. And I'm like not kidding. Like it's like an actual
What is
fear.
that called?
A pathological fear. It's like a fear you can't get over.
Oh.
Yeah. Like some of you just like can't work past.
Afraid of fruit?
It's not fruit, it's just oranges. Like the smell, the shape, like all of it, she can't do it. But like, okay, the wiener dog thing, hilarious. Kira goes, I can tie a cherry string in a knot with her tongue. I can't tell
What
you.
it will say.
They didn't show it.
Oh, okay.
They were just. It was just like little clips and scenes of them like quizzing it. Oh, and Florita's name to Jeremy. She's like telling him her full name.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And he's like trying to memorize it. And I'm like, okay, that's how I felt trying to memorize the sisters. Like just a lot for me to.
He was
make
like,
sure I get it right.
F-L-O-R. It's so
T
funny. It's so good.
A.
But when they actually got to the challenge, I was crying when they asked for the parents' names, and Giovanni wrote down,
Mr. and
thinking Olivia's last name. Wrote down Josh's name. Josh's
Mr. and
last
Mrs.
name.
Goldstein.
He was like, I guess I love you.
Oh my god.
I just find him so
Oh,
funny.
it's
Like, he's so random. How do you
So
go
funny.
from that to that?
oh my gosh.
But also being put on the spot like that, it's so much harder
yeah.
to remember stuff.
Oh yeah. I feel
It's-
like everyone got the middle names right. And then I feel like the number of sexual partners.
They didn't show the girls.
They didn't. They just did. Okay, they just did the guys. I was going to say I got confused with like, were you supposed to put what their number was and they were supposed to put yours? Or were you
Yeah.
both supposed to put what you thought theirs was? Like it got a little confusing because they weren't consistent with like the play by play of like how that was organized.
Yeah,
So that got a
yeah.
little confusing.
But
But they only did the guys.
to note, they did not show two of the couples'
Yeah.
numbers.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like maybe this person is just uncomfortable with sharing it, and they just should have never aired that in the first place then.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate.
I'm laughing that Cinco put 0-ish.
Ish. No,
What are all these ishes mean?
No, because Cinco is pretending that he's the secret virgin.
Oh.
He's
well,
like,
yeah, I
maybe,
didn't think it. I was
maybe
like,
someone will believe me. And I'm like, I'm not believing you for a second, buddy.
but they brought up something funny how the ish, it's like, is this give or take 5 or like, is this give or take 50?
I died at Jeremy. Like, I do now see a funny side of Jeremy.
I wrote that. I wrote that his first joke was made.
Yes, it was. And he was like, it's not like you say you're going out at 6 and then you're like, but it could be 10, could be 12, could be tomorrow. I was like, all right, yeah, you're right.
No, he writes, he says, if you're going to meet for pizza at 4 or 6, you're not going to show up at 4-ish. That doesn't mean 10-ish. It was like, and he delivered it pretty funny too. Like his delivery was like calm, cool, collected.
Yes,
and I was
we
like,
see more of him.
huh, maybe it is
We are
there.
seeing more of him. But before we talk more about Jeremy's newfound
Humor.
hilarity, I guess humor, yeah.
Humor.
Hilarity.
Let's take a
Am I
quick
okay?
moment to hear from one of our sponsors, HelloFresh. So if you are looking for a simple and delicious way to get dinner on the table, look no further than HelloFresh. You can try HelloFresh's quick and easy meals, 10 to 15-minute dinners, breakfast on the go, and more easy options that are perfect for any busy lifestyle. And of course, all these recipes have been designed and tested by professional chefs and nutritional experts. This is the one I made last night. It's the cheesy smothered mushroom chicken. I just myself removed the cheese, but it was still so good. I love the carrots that they send in these HelloFresh meals. I feel like they bake with just rosemary like so well. And you just like, and it's kind of interesting to learn how to cook some of these things because I've never like cooked large carrots before until now. And you can easily change your delivery day, food preferences, plan size, or skip a week whenever you need. Just go to hellofresh.com/aftertheisland14 and use code aftertheisland14 for up to 14 free meals plus free shipping. That's hellofresh.com/aftertheisland14. Use code aftertheisland14 for up to 14 meals free shipping.
Amazing. We love
Yes.
to see it.
So,
So, back to the game.
yes.
I literally wrote down someone's pretending to be a virgin.
No one, I don't know. They skipped Will and Kira, so maybe it's them.
I think
They
I
never
think
showed
I
their
tried to say
numbers.
Cinco, but my phone was like someone. Giovanni putting 15 and everyone just looking at him like, Giovanni. They're like, yeah, maybe times 5, bro. Like, come on.
He did add the ish though, so
Did
it could
he?
be another 50.
He added the ish too? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
ish.
Um,
But
Wait.
they skipped Will and Kira. Like we never heard how many partners Will had.
We didn't know Will. We didn't know Kira. We didn't know
any of the girls.
Cinco. No, we knew Cinco. Who was the other? There was another couple that didn't do it. Oh,
Really?
Amy and
Wes.
Amy and Wes.
They did. They skipped 2 of them. This is becoming such a thing to try to figure out who the secret virgin is.
I don't
and
like
obviously
it.
they don't want to share.
I know.
And it's just making us more intrigued.
Now we're like looking for secret signs. We gotta stop it. We've gotta stop it.
It's like when you do something wrong or you like know and then you just like have to know it eats you alive inside until you like absolutely figure out what it is.
So then we get on to the who would you couple up with if you weren't coupled up with your partner. Yet again, it's only the guys that
what is up with that?
I don't know. Maybe like
the girls' answers were boring.
Yeah, maybe.
All...
I mean, there were a lot of tally marks on that thing. It looked like the game went on for lifetimes.
Yeah.
But the couples said Will said Olivia, Cinco said Cash, Giovanni said Amy, Jeremy said Kira, Korey said Florita, Wes said Cash, and Josh said Olivia. So Olivia got like kind of a lot of
she did.
people that like saying they would couple up with her, but I was crying when they were like, if none of you girls were in the villa, like we would have 6 boyfriends, but we're clearly just second best all the time. And they were cracking me up at them 2 as friends, Cash and Olivia.
Yeah, the second best comment was hilarious.
It's so funny. But we were a little confused as to like where this Will and Olivia thing had come from, because
it sounds like it's been around for a while.
Yeah, it sounds like we're missing something.
Yeah. And then we like think back to that original pact we saw they made that Alex and I we were talking about the one episode, and everyone freaked out in the chat being like, it was this, it was that, and like, you're right, we didn't know then.
They didn't
so no
tell
wonder
us.
there was all this like back and forth, because that's what it was probably. But I feel like the 2 that like stood out the most in that is obviously Cinco putting Cash, because I feel like it's just stirring up this like false hope again. I really don't see him going back to revisiting a connection with her, because I feel like his body language is so into Trina, and like I couldn't see. I'd be kind of shocked if that happened, but I mean it's not off the table because it's Love Island. But,
I'm like, what are we missing here?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I noticed something too that I had to bring up.
Yeah.
So the Olivia, or Will putting Olivia on the bench when they're talking, her and Cash, she says, I never hear them talking about anything. Like, they never talk about anything of, like, substance. And I'm like, okay, no wonder we haven't been seeing it, because she just maybe confirmed to us that they maybe don't talk about anything.
Right. And then Giovanni also said it.
He
said,
too?
Will and Kira have been making out too much. They haven't had a chance to talk and know any of the answers about each other, which I thought was, it's interesting that it was Giovanni and Olivia because they're in a couple. So maybe they like, you never know. But
I know Olivia also said that like really got me like, wait, what is, she was like, I just couldn't see Giovanni and I outside the villa. And I'm like, here I am like starting to like them more and more and more and like build on them. And I'm like, wow, like maybe she would have picked Giovanni over Slade, like if he had stayed. And that was just like a clear indicator of, you know what, no, I did notice right away she was instantly into Slade. So now we know like at Casa Amor, she will 100% turn. And like, I hope he will too then. Because I mean, now she's trying to pursue Will, so who knows what happens with that. But I doubt Will switches up.
I don't know. I have to ruminate on it.
I feel like he might say, like, I'm open to talking to Olivia, and Kira will get very upset. But I don't think he will, like, move to Olivia. I think if he is, like, starting to feel like maybe things move too fast or whatever, I don't know if he would go to Olivia. I think he would just, like, take a step back from Kira and, like, say, let's move this, like, slower, or let's still talk to people. Like, I don't think it's Olivia who he would make the jump to. Does that make sense?
Yes. Now that I'm thinking about it, this is clearly just what I'm speaking out of my ass right now. Yeah. But remember how when Will and Kira went to the hideaway, they were like, we're going to save it for something special, which I totally get. They literally did not know each other.
Yeah.
But there's so... a lot of the things that we've seen on camera with them, when we do see their conversations, they are very sexual conversations. It was the last time, like, he was touching her feet, and then she was saying, like, have you ever role played? And And then she makes comments about like, what did she say? I can't remember. She's said other things, I do know. And I'm curious, what if, I don't know, what if they're not that into each other? Because Olivia says in the bathroom, mine will be easy, but yours will be a little harder.
Oh.
And I was curious what Olivia meant by that, as if
like
we're
easy shut down quickly, or easy like he might entertain it easier than yours.
That's what I'm taking it as, because it came across all of the facts, or at least what we're being fed from Love Island, is that Will and Kira aren't having any conversations that anyone in the villa hears that are of substance. They didn't hook up in the hideaway, which is not a big deal, but it's just something to think about. Olivia randomly has an interest in him. I don't think it came out of nowhere, but maybe she thought that she would give Giovanni a chance. And then the bathroom conversation with Cash, they were looking at each other like, when are we going to pull this operation? When are we going to do it? And Olivia's like, I don't know. Maybe I'll do it first because mine's going to be a lot easier than yours. I'm wondering if she means it'll be easier to infiltrate.
It's so true. And like, I can't help but like cross-reference it back to our season, like thinking of like Zach and I, and picturing at that point in the season, someone like you or Kira all of a sudden like thinking of like the OGs that were still around, or like Caro even being like, you know what, like I am gonna go for Zach at this point. Everyone in the villa would have been like, dude, no. Like they would have been like not supportive almost. Like they would have been like, you don't have a chance. Like it would have been like, maybe not, or like maybe talk to Elizabeth first. And it was like, that's not the reaction they got from like the two people she spoke to about it.
Right. And what's funny, I was thinking about this. Remember when I like liked Zach for 4 seconds in the villa, and I was so scared to tell Elizabeth. Like I was terrified because like her and Kira were really close, and I was close with Caro, and I was like, Caro, what am I gonna do? I can't do this. Like she's gonna murder me. And I locked her in the bathroom with me.
Me?
Yes. To tell you that I like really wanted to. I really wanted to talk to Zach, and I farted, and literally it smelled so bad, and she couldn't get out. I literally trapped her, and then I left, and I went and had a conversation with Zach while she was trapped in the bathroom.
No, this is what happened too. We both had to go in there because she, had to do her business, and it's one of the newer days in the villa, and we didn't want the boys to know which one of us was taking forever in the bathroom. So I'm like, okay, I'll take one of the team. We'll both go in, and then they won't know which one it is taking so long in the bathroom.
While I'm going to steal her man.
I remember dying laughing at that, but being like, if I was in that position, like someone better have come in the bathroom with me, and I would be mortified if it's like day one, trying to impress these boys, and like, and we didn't have multiple bathrooms. There was one bathroom. There was one, and I couldn't imagine all these new boys you're trying to flirt with and talk with. They're like, who's taking forever in there? Like it was much easier to be like, oh, just 2 girls in here, we'll be right out, than like just hi one moment.
I'm crying. Okay, sorry, that just reminded me exactly of that moment, because I was terrified. Like it's so hard to approach someone about that, especially when they're in a couple that is so secure. I'm seeing that Casa more things in the chat.
Let's react to it. Can we watch it and react to it?
Yeah.
Is it on the Love Island app?
Is it on First Look? What's it on, guys?
I'm like, tell me right now. I need to see. I am so excited for Casa Amor.
Not the hot box.
Also, why have there been no like cool dates? Also, Instagram. Also, that gives me like, since there's no cool dates, why, like, if Olivia and Will were like really hitting it off, or not Olivia, Will, sorry, whoa, my bad, Kira, why would they not have sent them on like a really cool waterfall date or something? Or like, not comparing it more to itself, but yeah. Okay, so to everyone that doesn't know what Casa Amor is, they basically take all the girls out of the villa or all the guys out of the villa, and then they bring all new guys to the new villa or all new girls to the other villa, and they're there for a couple days, like
Could
4
be a
days,
week. Could be a week this
So
summer.
And in time, that's like a month with a whole new set of people, no contact back with the others. And at the end of it, they mix them all back together. And you can choose to come back with someone from Casa Amor, or you can choose to come back single and see like what your partner did too. And the episode where they all come back is like,
it's the best
it's
episode
the best
of the
episode
season.
of the whole season. There's tears, there's goosebumps,
There's laughter.
there's happy tears, there's sad tears, there's jaw dropping. Like it's
the most dramatic episode ever.
Oh my gosh, I see the heart thing on Instagram. Look at.
Let's see. It looks
I
like
don't have
the
volume.
Vegas one. Oh,
This is the only
it's
thing.
just a GIF.
It's a GIF? Are you serious?
All it says is knock knock, so it's coming Monday for sure. Oh wait, that's a Paramount episode, isn't it? It's coming Tuesday. For sure. When do we think it's happening, guys? I knew it was coming soon.
I knew it was coming soon. Oh my gosh.
Let's see what the chat is.
Oh, sorry, I'm pulling the chat back up. I'm just thrown. I'm pissed. I wanted more of that. I wanted like a tour of the villa or like a sneak preview of new girls coming in. Okay, so that means like they'll dump a couple tonight, probably, or however they're going to do it. And then you think they're going to add people before Casa Amor or no? Because we still have how many episodes before?
I think they're going to let this Operation Heart Attack play out.
Yeah.
Until Casa Amor. What day is it today? Thursday. So we have Friday. There's no episode Saturday.
I think
Sunday.
2-hour episode on Sunday.
Oh,
I think more people are coming in before Casa Amor. I hope.
I don't see it.
I know I think looking back on like season 1, season 2, they never would have put more people in, right? But this season I feel like they're doing things differently, and I think that's why there's a chance that more people might come in.
Right? But I don't think that they're going to send in brand new Islanders just for them to go into Casa Amor. I think they're just going to use the Islanders that they're sending for Casa Amor.
Did they do that last season though? Like wasn't there like someone that was added like close to Casa Amor or no?
I don't think so, because what they want to do, the whole premise kind of is that you want to build the relationship as strongly as possible. That's why I think they're going to let this Operation Heart Attack like kind of work out before Casa Amor. I'm sure a bomb is going to drop right before they all leave. And then it's kind of like they didn't get to talk. Will and Kira didn't get to talk about it before leaving for Casa Amor.
Yeah.
Cinco and Trina didn't get to talk about it before they go to Casa Amor.
Yeah.
Because that's what creates that entire insecurity in everybody who's in
that's so
a very
true.
serious, or at least we think serious, relationship.
Do you think they'll have all the guys like sneak out without telling them kind of thing too, like they always do? Like,
Yeah, I feel like
they're all
that's the
gone.
staple.
They like on past seasons, like they didn't do Casa Amor for us, but last season they did it. Like the guys like sneak out in the morning without waking the girls up. They like army crawl across the villa, like getting ready to leave.
Hilarious. So funny. I know that Will said that he found his girl, but like a lot of things happen on this show. We're in week 3, 2. They said 3 on the show, but I don't know if we're a couple of days behind.
It's 3 for us.
So let's touch on Operation Heart Attack. I have a lot. I have a lot of notes about it. First of all, Cash being like, I totally see it. I totally see it with you and Will. Literally totally see it. And she's like, I don't know if I'm being a psychopath, but like, she's like, I'm totally being a psychopath. That's totally me. If that was my best friend wanting to go after someone, I would be like, oh my God, he's looking at you right now. Literally right now. And he'd be like literally in the bathroom upstairs, just making shit up.
You're like, we'll be like, I mean, it's probably not a good idea. And you'll be like, no, just do it.
But before we go any further into Operation Heart Attack,
yes,
we would like to thank our sponsor, BetterHelp. Are you looking for a therapist? BetterHelp is there for you. BetterHelp is professional counseling done securely online through phone or video. With licensed professional therapists, you can sign up now and start receiving counseling in under 48 hours. We obviously both go to therapists, and we honestly, we think it's probably the best thing for everyone to do because it's always great to have a third party kind of hearing you out and, getting things off your chest that sometimes you don't feel comfortable talking about with anyone else. So if you're interested, just visit betterhelp.com/aftertheisland. That's better HELP to join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional and get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/aftertheisland. That's 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/aftertheisland.
Yes. Okay. There was one other thing too before we talk about Operation Blow Up the Entire Villa and make everyone stressed out and tears. Should we talk about the Josh and Shannon chat, or should we save that for last?
Let's save that for last.
Okay.
Because I feel like this is probably the most important thing that happened.
That's true.
Like, I thought that they were making very good points about how they go about this without disrespecting the girls that they're coupled up with. How do you go about that without disrespecting them?
You talk to them first, but I didn't get the impression they were going to talk to them first.
They literally looked at each other, Cash and Olivia both, and they were like, how do we go about this without disrespecting the girls?
Yeah. But then it was like, I'm going to go talk to him.
Right. And also, but the only thing is, this is Love Island. This happens all the time.
Yeah.
And this is exactly what people wanted to see because this is creating drama.
Yeah, it is. It is. But being on the other end of it, like, they should definitely go talk to them. They're so far in at this point, and I feel like there's been so much. I feel like there's more so. I think Olivia really needs to talk to Kira first.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, Cash, I feel like, has talked so many times about to Trina being like, I'm still pursuing Cinco. Like, that to me feels way more like fair game. But, like, the Olivia talking to Kira thing, it's like, yikes.
See, I feel differently. I think Cash kind of had her chance, but she has been saying, I just need that one last, like, I need to have one last conversation, and then I'll seal it, done, whatever. I do think it's been such a storyline that I feel like it's almost dead and gone.
Yeah,
like, I don't know if it's even worth it, but who knows? Because they are talking about how Cinco is around the villa, paying attention to her, giving her attention, all that kind of stuff. And she was basically saying that Cinco has every single quality that she wants in a man outside of the villa. And I think it's so important to highlight that they keep making this a thing, that they want these types of men outside of the villa. So they're clearly paired up with guys right now that they do not believe will ever work out in the villa or outside.
Yeah.
So
my whole thing is, I read a comment and I totally resonate with it. I'm so here for the entertainment of all of this. Like, I cannot wait to watch it, but I do not think it's going to work for either of them.
I don't know. I think Olivia definitely has more of a shot because Cash has kind of gone about this already like 6 times. Yeah. I think Olivia, if she goes about it the right way, talks to Kira first and says, listen, like, they're not dating. They're not boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah.
She says that she gets a vibe from Will, and which we didn't touch on, was they were sitting at a table.
Oh, yeah.
And what did Will say? He was like, I want someone who's super confident and everything, and like staring directly at Olivia, and Amy called him out and was like, bro, like, what? You're
Amy
staring right at Olivia.
Like, it must have actually been bad enough for Amy to say something too.
And I honestly, from the comments other people have made, I don't think Will and Kira are as strong as we're being sold.
Why are we not hearing perspective from Kira in the beach hut? I want Kira to be in the beach hut like, yeah, this is how it happened. This is how I'm feeling, whatever. Because it's like, I need a read on her to kind of see what's going on with him. Like, I feel like however she worded whatever's happening, like, it would be telling to see her emotion. Like, does she feel threatened by this? Does she feel not even fazed by this? Like, I wanted a beach hut of her to sense where it was at, and we like don't get that.
Right. Also, I wanted to ask, where did it go? I forgot. Well, Olivia, in the chat, does anyone recognize if there's any kind of like cliques in the villa according to the girls? I know Mackenzie was saying there were a few, but I don't entirely see it.
I see it a little.
I see Cash and Olivia for sure because they have been at the hip since day one. But
and then it's kind of like Trina, Shannon, and
but Shannon is also talking to Cash about
Shannon's more of like the friends with everybody girl, and then it kind of like splits from there. And then I also think Amy's kind of a floater friend wise, but
right. I'm waiting to see if Trina, Shannon, and Kira. Yeah, Shannon and Kira are besties. Maybe that's why only Cash was talking to Shannon and not Olivia.
Yeah,
but
probably.
I don't know. And they were making a lot of good points saying, you know what, when you do go into Love Island, and obviously they're casting girls that are going to go for what they want. They're not there to make friends. And if they screw someone over, honestly, they probably don't care.
I was going to say, and they'll probably end up forgiving each other and becoming friends afterwards after everybody breaks
It's true.
up.
Well, it's true. Like, it's basically you go in, it's all or nothing. You literally have nothing to lose, which is exactly what Olivia said. She was like, what do we have to lose? And Cash was like, respect our friends, which I thought was hilarious because it is true. But it does sometimes take that go ahead to get what you want, and sometimes it backfires, but like you're never gonna know if you don't do it.
I know. I think they should totally just go for it. I mean, why not? It's entertaining. I'm excited to watch it. I'm into it. I would tell them to do the same, even though I think what I think that it probably won't work out. But yeah, go for it one more time, and then after that, maybe leave it at that. Like, like whatever. If it proceeds forward, then like awesome, and I'm glad you went for it. But if it doesn't, like you guys both need to just like leave it at that. I feel like.
Also, I think that they both know this is all or nothing. If this doesn't work out for them, they're both gonna go home because it's a last ditch effort. Mm-hmm. Because they were even kind of making a joke about what if this like actually did work? Can you imagine what would the villa be like afterwards?
It'd get really shaken up. Olivia did say, she was like, Will is bored. How does she know that he's bored? Is she just saying that based on like thinking he's bored, or?
I mean, she lives with him.
I know, but I was just like surprised she said that. It's like ballsy.
But that's what you need. Like, we need these people to give us this information.
I wonder if when she sits down to talk to him, she's like, Will, you are bored.
Yeah, and she probably will, to be honest. I wouldn't be shocked.
Like, nervous. Wait, do we have an episode tonight, or is it Paramount Plus, or what's going on?
What's today?
Thursday.
There's an episode tonight.
Oh yeah, but a couple. Okay, so I think this is what's gonna happen. They're gonna.
Wait, we didn't go through all of it yet.
Oh yeah, we have the last scene that was like, oh my gosh.
Well, we didn't talk about Korey being part of Operation.
Yeah. Okay, so Korey joins at the last minute, and he's gonna go after.
He's
Florita
like
one more time.
CEO of
Operation
Blow Up the Villa because. I don't know if that means he's going to go for Florita, but he's going to coach Cash and Olivia on how to go about this the right way and not screw it up.
Yeah. But so he's a part of it now too. We have the trio, so we get to watch him go for it one more time. Maybe Florita will switch it up, but like I said, I think he just gets grouped into the entertainment but not going to work out category. I really don't think Florita is going to switch with Jeremy, even though I totally think on another hand, Jeremy is going to go for someone else in Casa Amor. But I feel like the last huge event we see in this episode is Shannon and Josh talking. And this was bad. Like, Shannon was calling him out. She was like, you are like an 8th grader. Like, I can't believe you drew stick figures on the thing. Like, yes, I said it's physical touch, but why did you have to put sex? And it's kind of like, Josh, you knew that this would be funny if you wrote this, but you knew you were going to piss off Shannon. Like, you knew you were going to upset her by doing that. Like, so it was kind of like you chose to be like the funny whatever of the group instead of like respecting Shannon. So I think she was very aggressive about it, and like, sometimes I think if you play it more cool, you get a better reaction out of them. And it almost like was like he was so in the doghouse, like he was so in trouble that he got really defensive and like walked off, which is a really bad sign too. And I think she noticed that.
Yeah, this whole situation kind of confused me. I had to go back and watch it a few times because I couldn't tell if she was more upset about the stick figures or like him saying sex, because at one point they were like, yeah, Shannon's mad about the stick figures. I don't know. Like, it was just, it seems extremely blown out of proportion to me.
It does, but I think it's because Shannon knows, like, she puts on such a front of being, like, the forward person that's, like, super sexual and whatever, but, like, that's not that is to her. And it was, like, I think she felt like that was what was representing her in his mind, or, like, that's what was put out there for the villain. She's like, and that's not me, and that's why she was so angry. But like I said, if you want a good reaction out of a guy, you can't go balls to the walls, yelling at them, blazing mad, or they're going to react how Josh reacted. You have to be, like, calm. You have to kind of give them silent treatment a little, and then they'll feel guilty about it. Like, you can't yell at someone into feeling bad about something.
Yeah, I just wrote, like, I don't think that he meant it in any malicious way. He was probably, like...
He wasn't. I think what he did is he chose to please the villa of his, like, comedy, like, athlete D-bag mentality, and that, like, got the best of him instead of writing something he knew would make Shannon happy. And that's what the problem is in my mind.
Well, yeah, like, we already knew that he was like that.
Yes, but I think sometimes we see a change in him, though, and we see him, like, really liking Shannon and wanting to pursue this and, like, making it serious. Like, I feel like we've seen little bits and pieces of him being, like, caring for her and, like, showing respect and whatever, and coming a long way with her, where I'm like, okay, maybe they would start dating or something. And then this for me was like, no, it's always going to be games with them. It's always going to be fighting. Like, it just brought out, like, the toxic levels back, even if they've had intimate moments. Like, I was like, oh no.
I'm seeing it in my mind right now because I wrote something down that's kind of, like, making sense to me. I see Shannon's point about the stick figures. It sounded really crazy to me at first. But I get that she wrote physical touch, and I'm sure, like, whatever. She probably was alluding to sex, but did it in, like, a nice way. And also, it just doesn't mean sex. It means, like, you know, hugging, cuddling, whatever. But the way that he did it was kind of degrading and a little bit, like...
It, like, twisted what she meant by, like...
I think it was just disrespectful in a way.
Yeah.
He could have just wrote physical touch. But on the other hand, I can see both sides because, like...
I can too, but I do think, though, if she's looking for someone out of this villa and we're looking at this relationship that's going to last, he chose to make everyone in the villa laugh over choosing something he knew would make Shannon feel good about herself when he wrote down whatever he wrote on the... Or, you know, like, he easily could have wrote other things than that, too. He could have added, like, a whole list of things that make her happy.
It just kind of gave me... I didn't even get the pleasing the villa thing. I just thought it kind of brought out the character of, like, degrading a woman, like, back in, like, the 1950s, being like, this is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to please your man with sex, and that's it. That's how I kind of took it. So I got, why she was so mad, and I don't disagree with her going off on him. And because this is totally, like, I'm just like her. So, and he comes up and she's like, I think you're scared of me right now. So we have to have a talk. And so they had a talk, and I think she was kind of, like, clear about it. Yeah. And he walked off super heated. That's what
did me really, like, made me so angry is you can't walk away in the middle of a conversation like that. Like,
well, right, especially when you're in the wrong.
Yeah. Like, he just got all defensive and, like, walked away, and that's what made all of this 10 times worse. But you're gonna get that reaction from a guy or a girl if you are on the other end and you're, like, straight up yelling at them. You're not gonna get them to hear you out if you're just yelling at somebody.
Yeah, I also don't know if he just thinks that she's mad about the stick figures. Like, because...
Damn stick figures.
I was literally confused for a while. I don't know. I literally don't really have an opinion on that. I don't know.
Well,
I didn't really understand it.
So this, to me, though, was, like, a huge tipping point for them where I think that they'll both switch up in Casa now after seeing that.
Oh, I think this is going to affect that vote last night. That's why they showed all of this.
You think they might be going home?
I don't know if it's enough for them to go home, but who did you vote for?
Who did I vote for? I think I voted for Amy and Wes.
Yeah, I
feel
did
like
too.
They had no time in the villa to get to know each other, but I also could see them being the ones going home, and that's why I voted for them too.
I can't see them going home.
I could see them going home against Jeremy and Florita, and I, like, almost want Jeremy and Florita to be the ones that go home. So No offense to them,
I'm
but I
so
don't want it to be them.
curious.
So I was like, okay, if it comes down to the two of them being close, my vote is better served for like a close call at the bottom to try to maybe move Wes and Amy up. You know, strategy.
Yeah,
Strategic thinking.
Amy and Wes were the first ones too when you click
Yeah.
vote. The Love Island app is a little sketch when you
They
you
put Amy
tap
and Wes
it by
first,
accident,
too.
and when you like try to scroll, it's like you are voting for Wes and Amy, and it's like yes
You're like,
or
wait,
no.
no,
And
I'm not.
it's like very touch sensitive.
It is, and it's always interesting to see the rankings they put them in, and you have to like scroll over. Like it should just be like a thing like this, and then you click, because it's so weird how it's like sliding. Because like, what if someone doesn't slide to all the way to the end? Like it's kind of like the rule of thumb with photography. Like no matter like where you put something on a picture, like your eyes go to certain things first,
Mm-hmm.
and that like affects the way you look at it.
I'm just going through because I just saw welcome back to You Didn't Learn from Your Mistakes Island.
Oh, someone said I voted for Shannon and Josh. Blah, blah, blah. Shannon and Josh, so Jeremy and Florita can go home. Right, like it's, you know, you need to like vote for the ones on the bottom too to make sure they don't get lost. I don't know, this whole thing is messy. All of it's messy, but it'll be really interesting to watch tonight.
I'm so curious as to who's
Yeah.
going home.
Yeah. But while you're here on the chat, make sure you subscribe to our video. We will link the giveaway that we talked about on another episode. Basically, you have to write us a review on any of the podcast forums, send us a picture of it in our little After the Island DMs, or we can go through there and too to count your entry. And we have all kinds of prizes. We'll be picking a few winners, shipping them out to you. We have really cool things mixed in: clothes, makeup, random goodies. Maybe I'll throw in this t-shirt for you guys if you want it.
With Elizabeth's scent still intact.
Yeah, it says Love Island. Pretty cool. We have some champagne glasses, and yeah, so make sure you just follow the description. We'll add it below after this video for the giveaway.
Also, stay tuned for
It's-
Isaiah's
yes.
interview right after.
This quick break, but thank you for watching After the Island. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Hellofresh and BetterHelp, for their support of our show. Check them out, use our offers, and you can find all the details right in the notes below. Subscribe right now.
Yes.
And give this video a like while you're here right now. There's a ton of you on here, so if you just push like real quick, that really helps us out. Hit subscribe. You're all here. I see the numbers. The chat is growing, so let's do like a quick push for that. And
Let's get Isaiah on.
yes.